My Sport, My Voice is an innovative and exciting project for the UK Sports Association. And I'm delighted that through the funding we've achieved with our partners, Spirit of 2012, that we have an opportunity to showcase athletes with learning disability, tell their stories, and importantly, give them a platform to have their voices heard. We want the general public to understand that there is a performance pathway for some very talented athletes. We want them to understand learning disability far more, and we want to see a society that enables people with learning disability to excel and to achieve. In a nutshell, we want to change perceptions that people have of people with learning disability.
I think it's a very hidden disability. It's not always obvious. So a lot of people make assumptions about what people can and what they can't do, and I think the job of this workshop is to make the athletes to hear their voices, to empower the athletes to get their story across, and to encourage people to go away and recognise that some of the things they need to think about can be very simple, such as just changing your communication style or putting things up in a different format, that these things that we're speaking about don't cost a lot of money and just require a little bit of thought and maybe a wee bit of pre-planning. We've got Aidan, who has come up from Newcastle upon Tyne, and he's a rep, and that means he is supporting the ambassadors. And we have got Owen, who comes from Fife. He's an athlete. Both these guys are athletes, and he's also a rep, and they're supporting the ambassadors. And the two ambassadors are Robert Ferrell and Scott Quinn. Both of these guys have done their sport to the highest level, Robert being an athlete, Scott being a swimmer.
The reason why I'm here for My Sport, My Voice is to, for me personally, is to just give an indication of what it's like to be an athlete with a learning disability, and also just to explain the challenges and the way I've overcame the challenges of helping me to express myself. I'm going to show a video demonstration of my race and explain what I struggle to understand and remember when I'm behind the block, and having all these things to make sure everything's pitch perfect when I race.
I've seen huge changes in Robert and his confidence through his sport to do things, to communicate, and I think the training that he's received through this project in advance of the workshops has taken that another step further.
Well, as UK Sports Association has helped me, not just within sport itself, but just in everyday life. It's given me something to aim for and give me a purpose.
It's that pledge to change one thing, to recognise that it's not difficult to include, that inclusion doesn't mean all in and exclusion is all out, that inclusion has many forms, and sometimes inclusion can mean somebody helping with a little bit of the task. So I think it's changing that perception that inclusion means everyone's in all doing the same thing, and recognising that if you get to know the athlete, get to know what their requirements are, then once you put them in place, you just get on with it and you're talking to another person.
Well, I hope one thing I like to think they would learn would be they would feel inspired, and they'll learn more, and they'll prepare them more for the future. If they have to meet somebody with a learning disability, then they'll know exactly what to expect.
I really enjoyed the workshop today. They were really inspirational speakers and picked up loads of really helpful tips that I'll be able to take back into my workplace.
Especially hearing the experiences of the athletes and how they've come through the challenges they've faced in their lives and the success that they're now getting.
Learned a lot because I'm from India, and we have an organisation called Cybus India back home, and we are, you could say, 10 years behind what's happening here right now. So we have a long way to go, and I'm taking back a lot.
It was really good. It's just learned about the importance of communication and stuff. Hearing about it from the athletes themselves was really, really interesting. You can hear about it from professionals as much as you want, but at the end of the day, they're the ones that have got that experiential learnings, can give you the best insight into it.
This has been a culmination of a year's work of supporting our athletes to get to a point where they are public speaking and engaging delegates in what should be a really interesting and exciting debate around communicating with people with learning disability. We're running a series of workshops, 8 in total, through a number of cities throughout the UK, and I hope that everybody that attends will leave feeling inspired by the athletes, but also feeling confident that they can change one thing in their own businesses that will make it more inclusive of people with learning disability.